Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. The moon's in Gemini still. I talked about that a lot in my last video, all the movements she would make this weekend. She's hitting that 24th degree right now, if you want to watch that video. She is moving out of her square with the nodes. And that's really what I want to talk about with you today. I think the nodes are taught incorrectly a lot of the time, especially in Western or tropical astrology. Maybe I should call that pop astrology. I'm not sure. But we've all heard it before, right? North Node, destiny, fate, the star you're reaching for. South Node, ditch it, ego, it's your past, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, stick with me on this visualization here. Remember the last video that we talked about the nodes? I talked about these weeks being called riding the dragon, right? The North Node is the head, the South Node is the tail. Can you ride just a dragon's tail? Can you just ride his back half? On the other hand, can you just ride a dragon's head? Listen, I know we're all like 12 and it's funny, but stay with me, okay? This is why I crudely say you can never have a mouth without an ass. If you abandon your South Node completely, you abandon your anchor. The South Node is everything that you've learned. So why the hell would we just leave it behind? Supposed to be about finding that through story, being able to reach towards this energy more while still having a foot there. It's about balance. It's opposition, right? The nodes are always opposite each other. This isn't taught that much in Western astrology, but like there's a saying, if you go towards the North Node, too much, you can lose your head. You can lose your mind. If you completely abandon that South Node, you lose your head too. Story of the nodes is about balance, not about exile. And I feel like right now, collectively, like what we're seeing on a grand stage, and some of us with our families, like we are seeing a lot of people losing their head to that Pisces South Node, yeah? So the nodes today are at the 17th degree. This is called a fame degree. It amplifies whatever it touches, makes a public display, recognition, bright energy. Think Leo energy. So right now, the North Node, the symbol of 17 degrees Pisces, is an Easter promenade. It's where astrology still gets me a lot of the time. Think about that. Think about people putting on their Sunday best. Think about how, the people who don't always go to church, but go to church on Easter. Parade, kind of showing off. It's the celebration of self on full display. It can be inspiring, but it can also be frickin' ridiculous. Yes, very dazzling. You know what that means? Also very easily swept into illusion, delusion, whatever you want to say. Swept into the spectacle of everything, the performance for a crowd. So if you do tend to just abandon your South Node, go head first, lose your head, as my grandma would say, that shit will come back to bite you. The South Node in Virgo at the 17th degree is an erupting volcano. You can't forget that South Node in Virgo. I mean, you can try, but she's going to remind you. Volcanic eruption. You can feel that, right? Like the tension. Like like most people I talk to very much, and like obviously with what we see in the world, we feel like something's coming. Yeah, I'm hoping it's the South Node volcanic eruption into all this delusion. Even though it's a bit of a pressure cooker, it's a bit of a breaking point, kind of. When Virgo South Node hits that 17th degree, she don't care about neatness, she don't care about order, she don't care about perfection. It's about the release of what has been repressed, what has been building underneath. The South Node is showing us what we shoved down. The karmic patterns, the subconscious pressure, the memories and the mistakes that we try to keep a lid on. Right now, those in charge, they're like, oh, we'll just get rid of like everything that talks about slavery. Let's redo our museums. That's the bad part. That what they're doing is they're shoving. They're shoving. They're shoving. And a volcano gonna blow when she gonna blow. This Eruption isn't supposed to be about destruction, though. It's more about purification. Fire clears the ground. Virgo wants healing. It's like how sometimes you have to set a wildfire, like to prevent forest fires. You know what I mean? Sometimes Virgos are just really good with the silent treatment, but not with the 17th degree. Healing comes from the messy, from the raw, from being told you're too much or it's too much. You cannot leave this South Node behind. The lessons of discernment, practicality, the embodiment of service, you can't ignore that tale. Who can leave a volcanic eruption behind? Again, it doesn't have to be destruction, but that's kind of on you. Whether you're doing the balance or whether you're going head first. Head first, that shit's gonna be a destroyer. Maybe not now, maybe not today, but it will. The past does not stay buried. The body remembers, the earth remembers, everything remembers. So why are you trying to hide it? With the North Node parading in illusions and spectacles in Pisces, South Node in Virgo says, hey, good fucking job, but don't forget the ground beneath you, babes. Don't forget that eruption is going to come, and it has to come, because whatever is repressed will always come back to demand to be released. Anywho, are you seeing the pattern? Are you smelling what I'm stepping at? The illusions of grandeur, whatever. The delusions of power, especially from men, especially from white men. White men who are pushing their fantasies on all of us right now. Who here has been gaslit during this eclipse season? Personally offended by a white man. A lot of white men recently just showed their asses, right? Men do have a lot of audacity with Pluto and Aquarius. But Pisces is where they find the audacity. I keep hearing that song in my head, Gaslight. I'm thinking about CK. Not sure if we can say his name anymore. We saw his body. We saw his wife's kiss. We saw her turn and look and talk about how the war isn't over and they're gonna fight the devil. Kash Patel, the guy who's supposed to be ahead of the FBI. First of all, you guys are wrong. The FBI did not find that shooter. His family turned him in. There's no way Kash Patel could do anything with his bug-out eyes except say, see you in Valhalla. Someone take Netflix away from that man. These are illusions dressed as destiny. These men are kind of trying to push destiny. These are spectacles we're seeing right now. This is our Easter promenade. People are drowning in it. People are just drowning and loving it, swimming in the Pisces waters. But those that see, we don't have to be a floaty. We don't have to be a floaty for nobody. That's my Sunday sermon. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.